Following is a Buffalo City Life podcast. If you're interested in showcasing your podcast on our network, write to info@buffalocitylife.com. Please subscribe to us on iTunes and head over to buffalocitylife.com to check out other podcasts. Thank you for listening, and now on to the show.
Welcome back to the second review. This is Jay Zippo. I'm going to take over the hosting just for an episode because Kevin's a lazy sod.
I'm not lazy.
This is Lucky 13, people. Lucky 13, or unlucky, depending on your religious views.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm looking forward to this today's topics. Got some good things lined up here for us. I know
That wasn't a segue, by the way.
Oh, it wasn't.
No.
Now it is. And welcome, Full Tilt. And what are you going to be talking about today?
I'm actually going to be talking about the new game that came out on PlayStation 4, Grow Home. It's a lot of fun. I got some interesting things I want to say about that.
Okay, and then back in the corner, the opposite corner,
Yeah.
with his Sabres jersey on. With the Sabres jersey on, we got Kiaba. What are you talking about today?
For one thing, I'm going to be talking about that. The Sabres are playing tonight with Jack Eichel in the lineup.
I like
Yeah.
I like Ike.
I like Ike too.
So that's what you're going to talk about, Jack Eichel?
I'm actually I'm going to bring up a topic that a lot of people, it's been all over the place over the last few years. Ever since gaming online has become popular with consoles, is anonymity. And the whole fact that it's people just because you get to hide behind a username doesn't give you the pass to be a TURDWOMPER. And a TURDWOMPER is now my newest phrase.
I kind of like it.
I'm digging it too because I use it all the time online. But a TURDWOMPER is just going to be a nice polished version of calling somebody a jackass. And I'm just going to put it out there is I hate all those fucking TURDWOMPERs out there that think it's okay, and I'm going to get you guys' opinion on this shit.
Okay, so we're going to have a discussion about TURDWOMPERs. That could be a
turd
first in podcast history.
I'll be the first to let you know that he actually does use this term a lot, especially in Destiny. Besides the constant complaining of him in Destiny, we get that a lot, so
Really?
it's a big deal.
Really? You're gonna bother me right now and tell me that I complain too much in Destiny when you complain more than I do.
I only complain somewhat. Oh. You got the Crucible complaining all you want. You complain about the Crucible.
All right, guys. All right. Hey, Nicky.
Yes.
Nick, what
Yes,
you
sir.
talking about?
I'm going to bring up your news for this week.
My news?
Yeah, your news.
My particular news, because I'm not very exciting, so it's going to be real
The
boring.
news of the weird. news of the pants.
News in the pants. All right.
Yeah.
I'm digging that.
No, that's gonna be fun.
All right. So why don't we start off with Full Tilt,
Yeah,
and we'll talk a little bit about growing home. Is that something to do with marijuana?
No, but it's funny because the whole point of the game is you're actually a robot, and the name of the robot is Bud. It's bio something droid or something like that. I can't remember the
It's
exact.
a good thing you did a thorough review.
I didn't. I'm not doing like a throw because I'm still playing it.
And that's fine, but you didn't even make it 5 seconds before you're like, what's its name?
No. We know the name, but it's an actual acronym for and they actually say it once. So
You ruined the podcast. I'm leaving.
But I'm still actually in the middle of playing it right now. I haven't even
better
beaten
than
it yet.
Graham.
Graham or doo-doo.
What was it?
Okay, so
Stamata?
you're a robot. And
Yeah. So they don't really tell you much story-wise. Apparently, as far as I've gotten to right now, some mothership comes and drops this robot in, and then you just have to grow this plant to 2,000 meters,
Are
basically.
you sure this isn't about marijuana?
There's some weird shit in there.
There's a difference, I think, right now that you're talking about, the difference between the game Grow Home and the TV show Weeds.
Yeah.
And I think you need to stop, keeping the DVR on while you're sleeping.
But no, like seriously, the game's premise is literally just to grow this giant like plant to 2,000 meters, so that way you can harvest the seed and bring it back to Earth to grow foliage again. That's all they tell you for the story. The rest of it, you kind of like have to explore on your own, and they kind of give you subtle hints here and there. But like, there's like interesting creatures like the meep. That's my personal punching bag in the game, basically.
Meep?
A meep. It's just a sheep. That's all it is. But they call it a meep. And you can carry items in there. You can fly and stuff like that. So I like to like fly really high and like throw and drown them, or like throw them in like a beanstalk plant or some sort, and they like eat them and stuff like that. So I basically like torturing these poor defenseless animals. So, but
So where does the mother chip come from?
they don't even actually explain that.
Really?
You're just naturally assuming it comes from Earth, and it was exploring the universe to find other modes of vegetation life.
So they're not growing on Earth; they're growing on another planet.
Yeah, you're on another planet,
Okay.
and they literally don't tell you anything. You just see this robot drop in, and they explain like maybe like for 30 seconds about what's going to happen, and then you're left to venture off on your own, basically. I do like the game though because it's extremely addicting with all the weird things that you see and do in there. But like, I know Kiaba has played Grand Theft Auto many a times. Him and I have. And one of the biggest things that I find impressive about Grow Home is that, like, you have to grow this plant to 2,000 meters. I'm currently like 800 meters right now because I haven't even beaten this game yet. And when you're falling from that height in this game, it's actually a longer fall than it is to fall down in Grand Theft Auto 5, in my opinion. Like, it's just so much long. It just takes forever just to hit the ground. And when you do, you die. You pretty much die. You die instantly. You just explode.
Why are you growing this weed, anyways, or this plant?
All right. From the short premise that you actually get is apparently you need to grow this plant because at the top of the plant there's like a seed, and at 2,000 meters there's this mothership with the acronym MOM. I think they even say that once, and then that's it. You don't know other than that, and they need that seed to like get samples of it so that way they can take it back to Earth and grow life on Earth again. That's literally all they tell you.
Okay.
But the landscapes are pretty cool. You get like, it's interesting because the way you play the game, you have to like get on these plant beanstalk things, and you have to grow them, and you can control the direction of the vines so that way you can like connect into other energy, like organic natural energy sources. So like, I didn't know what I was doing, so I wrapped around the tree, the plant trunk like a million times, so it just looks like a clusterfuck right now, and like it just looks like all hell broke loose.
So that would be almost like power lines or something connecting each other.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. And then you literally have to scale from literal zero. You start at the very bottom, and you have to climb all the way to the top. And if you fall, thank God for the teleporters here and there, because you'd have to climb all the way back up if not, and it sucks, which I've done a few times already. But it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to like finish it off and actually give an official review on this. But I wanted to like just talk about it a little bit because it's actually a hot topic, and a lot of people have been playing it, and it's got a lot of like good comments on the internet and stuff. So.
And this is a PC. PC is on my brain.
I'm loving the fact that
PS4.
I've given you the ability to run this thing, and I'm just loving watching this happen. I am.
But no, it was on the PS4 for free playable download for the PS Plus. I don't know if it's still there or not. I haven't checked, but it was last month. It was there, and I picked it up. I didn't think I was going to play much of it, and I'm like super addicted to it now. So.
And it was free at the time?
It was free at the time. I don't know how much it costs. I don't think it would cost more than probably like $20. But like, it's a lot of fun so far. So I can't wait to see what happens at the very end.
Excellent. We'll look forward to the review. All right, Kiaba. Looks like you're kind of up next. You're you were on deck. Nick is always in the hole. So.
Fucking right, I'm deep in that hole.
Balls deep in the hole. Okay.
Right.
So anonymity, kind of like Stanima.
Well, unfortunately, unlike my cohort here at Full Tilt, that when it comes to complicated words, sometimes I do get my tongue tied on them.
Or locations on a map.
What time?
Or
or just the name of the character he's playing?
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. No, because, the topic of, anonymity in video games, it's been around for a while, and, I'm knee deep in doing the Crucible part of the Chaperone quest in Destiny. And what I ended up doing last night, or the other night, actually, is I went online to the forums on Bungie. And now I already knew I was walking into a shitstorm on that because, fuck it, there is no moderator on there. So anybody pretty much says whatever the hell they want. And, I typed in basically, tips and tricks for the Chaperone. And one of the big things that came up, was a kid who, he posted the exact same question that I had, which is, what's some easier ways to get the gun? Get past this one Crucible part because, if everybody remembers from about 2-3 weeks ago when I was talking about these guns, when I talked about the Chaperones, that step one is probably the hardest, where every kill you get 1%. Every precision kill, which is a headshot, you get 2%. Every time you die, you lose 2%. So basically, in order for you to actually go anywhere, you have to have a 3-to-1 average. Which, let's face it, a lot of people, they don't have that. So, getting back on the main road here on my side trip, is that when I was reading this kid's article that he posted, and, it made a lot of sense, he made a lot of really good points. And one of the big things that I've always noticed, and I'm probably you Full Tilt, I don't know about you, Zippo, because your games are weird anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Silky Smooth probably saw this too, but, I see the one tagline always show up in these posts, and it's basically just like, don't say mean shit, or don't be mean, don't be negative. I always see that nowadays, and, when I'm sitting there reading through this kid's post, he's asking a very generic question. What's some good ways to speed this up, or, basically pass it without, ripping your hair out and throwing your controller through the window? And about 2 down, I actually saw somebody in 2 simple words. Get good.
Get good. He's very good in English, too.
G-U-D.
Get good. Get her done.
So, in other words, not only is this kid a moron, but he's also a turdwomper.
There it is.
And there's the word is a turdwomper. And anybody can now figure out why I say turdwomper, which, by the way, I did trademark it, so it's mine.
Anytime you use it, you got to give him credit.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
he's
want
going to
credit,
sue you.
and, I don't care, because it's a stupid word, but yet again,
It's not really a word. It's just what you made
You need to
up,
get
yeah.
the.
it's a word. I
You
made
need to
it
get the
up.
domain
I made
name.
up a word.
Well, there you go.
You need to get the domain www.turdwomper.com.
But no, and I know this is a topic all of us can get into because the one thing is that these morons, these turdwompers, are hiding behind these usernames, and they're just purposely being dicks. And I mean, and I know we had this conversation the other day, Zippo, on in our lunch break, that if I sat here and I asked you a question, hey, what's a good way to get this, so whatever, you're going to give me a legitimate answer because you're facing face to face.
Right.
But if I were to ask this in a post and you decide I'm going to be a dick because some kid at school bullied me today, so I'm going to bully somebody else, and you're going to go and just be a dick.
I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I understand what you're saying, yes.
Well, yeah, you're not.
But you work out every day, and I
But
don't.
this is kind of like the foundation of what the internet is built upon. Assholes.
Assholes in line.
No. Turdwompers.
Turdwompers.
Yeah, these
Turd.
turd. I
Brian,
mean,
you want to say it.
no, I don't. Not yet. I don't want to give you credit yet.
I feel the same way. That's why I didn't even say it myself.
You're going to say it one day.
No, I won't.
Well, it just blows my mind in the sense that yes, there are like when I played Warcraft, you would ask the wiki about a question and you try to find an answer, and 9 times out of 10, and you'd have to search through all the bullshit of stuff like people saying get good or be better / use your keyboard, whatever. There's all those dickheads hiding behind an icon with whatever tune they're playing and all that shit. But it sucks. It's a shitty way. I wish that there was a way to weed out those dickheads, but that's just kind of how it is, man.
Just use the word, man.
No.
That's a lot of. I think half the reason it's just a lot of manpower. Because I would say for every nice person, there's at least one turdwomper. Credit given to Kevin Pope.
Yes.
Or given to Kiaba.
Hey, you can find me on Facebook. That's my name. Give me credit to being Turdwompers. Turdwompers.
So yeah, I have to agree with that, and it's just funny how people, and it's I've always referred to it, especially early on, as internet muscle, kind of like beer muscle. You know, you would never attempt to fight anyone sober, but you get enough beer, and you're like, okay, let's go. Same thing with that. If you're face to face, and even though maybe you're annoyed by a question, you'd probably be nice and smile and nod. But if you're on the internet and your name isn't there, it's TURDWOMPER_5, you could be like, you're a dick, you're dumb, and they have there's no like repercussion for that.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand if like somebody posts like something retarded, if you're a TURDWOMPER in training, I think being a TURDWOMPER in kind is okay. But I'm saying is that if somebody's asking something that, you're not very familiar with, what to do, how to do, just try to not be a TURDWOMPER. I'm loving this word. I'm loving my word.
Hey, Kiaba.
Yeah.
Kiaba wants to be an anti-turbo. I
Anti-turbo?
forget it. I just pulled a tilt.
Woohoo! Hey, Kiaba.
Yeah.
How about you just get good?
Hey, full tilt. When was the last time you looked at your KD ratio?
That's actually probably better than yours right now.
Listen, I don't know how we can clean the mic, so I don't want you to see him shoving that mic up his ass. All right? I don't know if we can clean it or not, so
I think you just
we'd burn it.
I agree because there are things I look up on the internet for other video games I play, and you do have to, filter through all the bullshit first before you can even get to a nice sounding answer where somebody's willing to help you out, And I think even the Sleeper Simulant quest, that was the one thing that I really loved about the Destiny community getting together, is that there were no assholes whatsoever. They were all like pitching in. There was nobody saying like, "Oh, get good. You don't know what the hell you're doing." Blah blah blah. No, they were like 100%. Here, this is what I would suggest doing and stuff.
Here's the thing, though. There's a difference between the Chaperone quest and the Sleeper Simulant quest. Is that the Chaperone quest requires you to go into PvP, where the Sleeper Simulant did not.
Yeah.
You got Sleeper Simulant first.
You did. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mastered it first. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a life.
But like,
I forgot that.
you bullshit. The only reason why you got that first because you were on the video game. I actually was spending time with my wife, who was prepared to give birth to my son in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, but like.
It took him 13 episodes to pull that card. You realize that?
It
13
did.
episodes
It
to
did,
pull
guys.
that card.
I
But
never
like-
give him the chance to pull that off.
But you know what? I do agree with him. There is a huge difference, and I think the biggest thing about PvP and anything associated with online competitive playing, especially when you're trying to get a weapon that could be used against online competitive playing, there are going to be assholes out there who are just going to be like, no, figure it out on your own, and because they just want to hog the glory and just be themselves, and that's a big thing, Unfortunately, there's no way to filter that, and it sucks.
Maybe we need to have the people with an anti-TURDWOMPER button that filters the shit.
An ATW.
But no, it's and it's. I mean, there's the highlights and the lowlights of this whole situation, and it's. I understand why some people could actually do it because, if you're a guy that's just the wrong place, wrong time, and now you're pissed off and somebody asks a stupid question, you're gonna be a TURDWOMPER. But shouldn't give everybody the right to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, but like I said, unfortunately, you can't moderate that stuff. I mean, you
can. Like I said, it's just
it's
man
just,
hours. It's
yeah, it's just too much. Like, and at the same time, there's that whole advocate.
There's just way too many trolls, man.
Yes.
Way too many trolls.
Yeah, I agree. And there's what was I gonna say here?
And then people troll because you're not letting them troll. So it's trolls on trolls on trolls, man.
Yeah.
That sounds like a video I saw in one of those weird stores.
It reminds me of that one painting wall of stairs going everywhere. So you just got trolls on top of trolls on top of trolls on top of trolls.
Yeah.
And then another troll.
And then trolls on trolls on
Yeah.
Like a never-ending trolling.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here for the trivia with the pants on. Why, Mr. Silk?
Wait, do I gotta put my pants on again?
If you want me to go, I can go. It's not
Well,
bad.
I also have a news story too, so we can. Wow,
English?
I think I'm way too close
English?
to tilt right here. We can collaborate on a
think
story or two.
There's a really bad AOE effect going on in this room right now with this kid.
Yes. Yes.
All right,
Why
so
did that sound so dirty?
Wow.
because you said it. All right, so trivia with your pants on. Still with your pants on. No stains.
Do I gotta put my pants back on?
Yes,
Fuck, hang on.
immediately.
All right.
All right, so I'll start out with the questions. I have a two-part question. The first question: what defunct video game IP or franchise would you like to see have a reboot? Like, you haven't seen a game for like 8-10 years out of that franchise. Tilt?
Oh. And I wouldn't say necessarily franchise, but I do have a video game that I would love to see a reboot.
Reboot? Yep.
Wow. Reboot of, and that actually is the Sega's classic Streets of Rage.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Streets of Rage. That game,
Next gen, that'd be great.
next gen Streets of Rage would be the shit. Like, I'm telling, who doesn't remember playing as, like Axel, Blade, and the other person? I can never remember the girl.
Of
And,
course, you don't remember her.
but and then basically beating up street thugs, like it's great, it's such a, even 1 and 2. I never even played 3, but I played 1 and 2, and getting a reboot of that would just be insane, especially putting like a nice co-op in there. It'd just be awesome, just beating the shit out of bad guys.
That's a great answer. Kiaba? I've never heard of that one. Have you? That must have been on that Odyssey. It doesn't work, so.
No, honestly, the one game that it's a kind of a flip coin because I got 2.
E.T.
Flip coin?
Flip a coin. Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
It's a coin cost.
The AOE effect, man. It's the AOE effect.
It must be the AOE.
No,
Oh,
I
fuck.
have 2 games that I would kind of like to see get rebooted, in a sense. First one is Legends of Dragoon for PS1.
Okay.
It was an RPG. It came out around the same time as Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And it was I mean most people have played it, but
It has a unique battling system. I you know what? That's a great answer. I never even thought of that, because that's actually one of my favorite RPG games of all time is Legend of Dragoon, and that deserves a rehash right then and there. That one does. Great graphics. Ooh.
and I mean the second one is not really a reboot because it's already got an online MMO. But I'd like them to bring back the Knights of the Old Republic.
Right,
You know,
yeah,
for
they-
the original Xbox, it was probably one of the best RPGs that I've personally ever played.
Agreed. I love that game. Spent way too much time on that one.
Yeah, I think we all did.
We all have.
I think that would be, the 2 games that I would love to see as reboots because I think they're pivotal games that ever came out because Legends of Dragoon came out and it was the first, probably I think one of the only RPGs ever actually compete heavily against the Final Fantasy franchise.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, and then Knights of the Old Republic just was the first to bring an entire universe of, the expanded universe of Star Wars into a video game, which I think that, like, a lot of people went about.
And if you don't know what that sound effect was, don't ask. Nick, what do you think?
My initial thought would be bring back a better GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like it blows my mind that they haven't. I mean, I guess maybe because they consider Halo, Destiny, all that kind of like the same thing in a lot of ways. But GoldenEye was so great, so simplistic, in its ways that I feel like they could somehow find that magic. I know they tried, but they weren't successful with it. But bring back that magic.
I was gonna say, didn't they reboot it and call it GoldenEye Reloaded or something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that. They tried, but they didn't bring it back to its glory.
It wasn't the GoldenEye.
The GoldenEye. I'd also like to kind of see them redo. I got 2 more, and I'll be quick with these ones. Super Smash Brothers
Okay.
to a better, like, to all the, I don't know. That once again is another game that has that iconic potential. If they could include everybody without, like, how go bring it across all the consoles.
Right.
Just say fuck
Okay.
it. Like, everyone have fun with it. Who cares, right? And then, is there a way to do, like, what was it? Crystallis. It was a game I cherished.
Oh, Chris Dallas, yes.
It was a game I always thought no one knew about, but every time I say it, it was like, oh, Crystallis. Like, it was one of my favorite games as a child. So I still love that game now. It was like really one of the first games I ever played to its entirety that I cared about. So.
No, I like that. I like that. Crystallis would be one of those games I'd love to be replaying on like a new gen.
Console graphics. That'd be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, mine is a little different, and mine would have to be Blood Rain. Absolutely love the first two Blood Rains. Well, yes, but I also like the fact that it wasn't a normal vampire thing. She was a Dhampir, and a Dhampir is half vampire, half human, and they're bred to hunt vampires.
If we're going to talk about like vampire games, what about Legacy of Kain?
Ooh.
Soul Reaver.
That was it. Yeah, I was even thinking Devil May Cry if they could bring that back to wherever they fucking took that out into.
What, DMC
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah, Devil May Cry. That's what I said.
The TURDWOMPERS.
No, they
Legacy
actually
of
made
Kain.
it DMC.
Legacy of Kain. I forgot about that game. Yeah, that was a really sweet game too.
So that kind of like brings me to the next question. It was a good lead-in, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I like
If
trying.
you could take one video game franchise away altogether, just wipe it from the earth because you fucking can't stand it,
Oh, I'm done.
what would it be? Kaiba.
Final Fantasy.
Whoa! What?
What?
I'm sorry. I'm getting sick and tired of Final Fantasy versus 13 versus 13.2 versus 13.5 versus 13.8,
Man,
14,
I gotta
14.2, 14.3,
I'm not,
14.5
I kind of agree with it.
versus.
I got lost after Final Fantasy 3, so I've never really been a big fan of Final Fantasy after the original NES, and so yeah, I'm not gonna. That's not my choice, but I agree with him.
He's stunned. He's
I'm gonna
stunned.
strike you two with fucking lightning right now. Are you kidding me? You kidding me?
No, I'm not.
There are other companies out there that I'm dumbfounded right now.
No. You know why? When it takes them two decades to perfect a Final Fantasy game, that's when you need to call it quits. And
But
I know.
You
I'm
just can't
like,
though, because like it's Final Fantasy. Like
He's up.
you can't. I mean, granted, they screwed up heavily with 13, 1, 2, and 3.
They screwed up since 8.
No, bull. Dude, no.
All right,
no.
okay.
Final Fantasy
This
7, 9.
isn't a debate on Final Fantasy.
Yeah, let's save this for another
right.
day because like I'm getting like
Nick
I
or
hate
Tilt, you
you
have
guys.
a
14.
franchise that you just can't stand. You just
Go
love
ahead,
to
Joe.
see.
I'll let you go first.
I like.
You might have to go because he's lost right now. He's
Yeah.
just, he's stunned.
He's on full tilt.
That's the-
He's butt on tilt. It's okay.
Yeah.
well, since I would have to say Call of Duty. So tired of
That's
it.
a good
Tired-
one.
I think
And-
that genre is pretty beat now.
Right.
The horse been pretty beat.
But that in particular, because I've been a video game
Guy.
video producer type of thing guy on YouTube.
Developer?
I was on the tail end of that. I could have probably bought Call of Duty, played it and hated every minute of it, and would have gained 50,000 subscribers because it was fucking Call of Duty.
Probably.
And anytime I've ever watched Call of Duty, I'm sorry, I'm bored to tears. It's
Well,
very
There's
uninteresting
no
to me.
story.
It's
no,
just the same thing over and over
see,
again to
here's
me.
the problem, though, with Call of Duty, though. It used to be good. I mean, I used to
Yeah.
love buying Call of Duty. But it's like ever since, went to the newer systems with Modern Warfare, I think would have really
There's no
just
Black
hit
Ops. Yeah, the Black Ops was the better. I always thought that was. the
Treyarch
best.
did a really good job with the Black Ops, and I know Black Ops 3 is actually coming out really soon.
Yeah.
And and it actually has a story trailer to it that's actually really good. But I think Call of
This
Duty
morning
needs
I
to
had a
die.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of
Took
Duty.
care of it too.
Well,
Dill, you gonna be able to answer this question?
I
or-
don't even know if I can.
All right.
I just can't.
We'll jump
because-
right into the trivia. If you ever think of something, let me know. All right. So with that being said, can you name one of the? Well, there's 10 of them. 10 of the top video game franchises, and we're talking about sales.
Call of Duty.
Halo.
Call of Duty is number 4. Halo is not on the list.
Really?
Wow,
Not on the
really?
list.
Wow. Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is number 10.
Super Mario.
Yeah, it's gotta be on there.
Mario as a whole. a hole, is doubles. They're number one, obviously.
Yeah.
Mario as the franchise is number one, and they double the next on the list.
Yeah.
Sonic,
Sonic is 7.
Wow.
Zelda.
Those guys. Yeah.
Zelda's not there.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
I would have to say probably Kirby.
No way.
Nope.
Kirby?
No.
Yeah, come on,
Oh,
Kirby.
Kirby.
was
Are we,
famous.
is there any? I bet you there's got to be at least one sports game on there.
Oh,
There has to
Madden.
be
Madden,
like
yeah,
Madden.
Madden's got-
Madden is not on there.
Really?
Get out of here.
Swear to God, I looked it up. It's not on there.
That's
Wow.
not possible.
Oh no,
Hey,
it's,
it's possible.
it's about,
25
it was
years
about
of-
40 million copies off.
Really?
No shit.
Resident Evil?
Nah, I'm with
Warcraft?
Warcraft's got to be.
Nope,
Really?
What about
not Resident Evil either.
what about the
Wow.
sister to StarCraft?
Nope.
Shit.
This is good.
I can start giving you hints if you want.
No, not yet.
No, no, yeah.
Give me.
We haven't been defeated yet.
So we have number 1 at Mario. We have 4 at Call of Duty.
You said duty.
Number 7 is Sonic,
Metal Gear Solid.
and 10 Final Fantasy. No.
Wow.
Metal Gear Solid. I don't know. Wow, I'd even give it up to Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, seriously. Oh,
You guys are missing
damn.
one ginormous one that also
Well,
has
I'm-
like cartoons up the wazoo.
Oh.
Pokemon?
Thank you.
Ah.
Number 2.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Worldwide. Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't even think of that one.
And Zelda, you said Zelda's not on there?
No.
Zelda's not.
No.
That blows my mind.
When you hear how Final Fantasy had 108.9 million copies sold. That is a
thing-
lot of frickin'
Yeah, but
copies.
that's spawned. That's across the entire franchise, though. isn't it?
Exactly. But I'm just
So-
saying that's why Madden isn't on there, though it's always sold pretty good. Not that good.
Worldwide. That's,
Yeah, this is
that's
just
that's the thing. Yeah.
the company received this amount of money for this franchise, essentially.
Yeah. Nothing on Devil May Cry either.
No,
Nope.
I don't think that'd be on the list.
I mean, it's got to be something. Doom.
Nope.
No.
Fallout?
Nope. And the Elder Scrolls was number 55.
Wow.
Whoa.
Fallout series was 62, I think.
All right,
Something there.
All right, so we got the
Alright,
top
we need-
2. What's number 3? Give us a hint.
Number 3 is a game that we came out a couple years ago that we still play and still love.
Sky. Oh no. You said
We still
Elder
play?
Scrolls.
You
is-
guys mentioned it already today
Really?
about being really high on top of a thing and you're falling and
GTA.
yes,
Grand
the
Theft Auto.
GTA franchise,
Yeah.
220 million.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I can
Wow,
see
I
it.
can't believe I didn't think of that one.
I could see that, yeah.
Number 5 is a series that I've always liked and I've always played. I haven't got the new one. The new one came out last year. And it's from EA.
Star Wars.
Nope.
An EA game that
Dragon
came out.
Age
No?
I don't know.
from EA.
Give it to us.
So
Yeah.
instead of living your own life, you can live a different...
SimCity.
Sims.
Or The Sims.
The Sims. Yeah.
The Sims. That's 175 million copies.
Wow.
Number 6 is fairly surprising. It's a well-known game, but it's surprising it's up here. It's probably because they have 5 bajillion games for it. It's a kind of a racing game.
Need for Speed?
Thank you.
Oh wow. Need for Speed. I would say Gran Turismo before we Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Need for Speed's
I
been
don't know.
forever.
I would think- I
Need
would
for
think
Speed is
me-
way
yeah.
on PlayStation
You're-
1. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so is Gran Turismo.
Yeah, Gran Turismo was on PlayStation. I had the first Gran
But
Turismo.
wasn't
Gran Turismo
Oh, I'm
blew
thinking-
Need for Speed way, and then Need for Speed kept coming out after Gran Turismo stopped.
But what-
Actually, that's a franchise that I would bring back too.
But Gran Turismo, wasn't that exclusive to PlayStation? Or exclusive to a certain... I think that was something...
No, you're
that-
thinking of Project Gotham Racing was exclusive to the Xbox.
Yeah.
There was also another one that was just for
Gran
the
Turismo might have
PlayStation.
been just PlayStation.
I think it was.
Maybe in the beginning.
Because
I know in the
then
beginning.
Xbox
I
came
think-
out
What's
with-
that one that that's coming out for the Xbox? That's really soon. If you pre-order it, you
Forza.
got like,
Forza.
yeah,
Yeah.
Forza, and you get like the Fast and the Furious cars.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8. It's an eye roll. I think every computer had it at some point.
Minesweeper? What do you?
Tetris.
Oh,
Tetris?
Tetris.
Really? My
Yep.
computer's never had Tetris.
I think mine does.
Mine did. Yeah.
Mine
Number
doesn't.
9 is, you would probably agree, the final one. It's the only one from, well, I guess I can't say that, but it's the one that came with the Wii.
Wii Sports?
Yep,
Oh.
115 million. And then
I don't
Final
know if I
Fantasy
would
got
count
that
that
over.
one because it was partnered with a console.
It still was a game that
Yeah,
was
but then
sold.
you got Wii Resort Wii Sports 2, and then those all part of the
they all
thing.
fit into it.
That's silly.
No.
So that was trivia with your pants on, and for that I did keep my pants on.
I gotta say, full tilt. Do you have your game yet?
No, I don't, because I'm still mad about the Final Fantasy VII outrage, you haters, you harlots, you bastards.
We got video game news with Nick.
Yeah, instead of reviewing a game that I haven't had a chance to play, we're just gonna bring up some quick news here. I happen to notice that Destiny's Black Spindle is back up for grabs today. It is the Year 2 exotic version of Black Hammer. It's available again as the Lost to Light mission, and is today's daily heroic. So for any of you guys who are listening and can't do it now today, so it doesn't matter. Ha ha!
Yeah, because this episode
That
won't
was
be out
great
until-
news right there.
But it was there. So.
We'll try. I'll try to post it on
So
Facebook
there you
as
go,
fast
bitches.
as possible.
Yeah.
but-
All right, and then Bungie admitted that Destiny's new Nightfall strikes are underwhelming, and as such, Bungie is going to adjust the system through a future update to deliver more substantial rewards to players completing the challenging missions.
Good.
I have to say yeah to that one because the original Nightfalls you got some really good shit. You had chances at exotics out of that. You had chances at everything, and now the newest version's like
Yeah,
I
they give you
might get
shit and they
decoherent engram for that one.
Yeah, they
So-
give you shit and they up the ante on the difficulty. I mean, come on, seriously, no radar. Bad guys punch you even harder. No shields, and you get
That
nothing.
guys punched you harder before this came out.
You have a video game vagina, I think.
There are also those emotes are out there, and
They suck.
I like the Carlton
Oh,
dance.
Wait, I got all right. Thank you for bringing that up because I'm making a shout out to Bungie and tell you suck, you fucking TURDWOMPER. You gave me 400 silver and that thing cost 500. You guys are
Oh,
dicks.
that's
you
wrong.
guys are dicks.
That's so wrong.
Fucking dicks.
Carlton gets denied.
So
I will get it eventually.
Here's
just not now.
here's a decent. I think this is probably the best news. Nintendo's first smartphone game will be announced soon. The first of Nintendo's new smartphone games that it's making in collaboration with DENA will be announced soon. According to the DNA West CEO Shintaro Asako, yes, who released this week at the Game Beats 2015 conference. The fans don't have to wait much longer. That's about as much as he shared. So he said they should be launched before the year is out. We're already in the middle of October, so the announcement should come to no surprise.
It's just something to note that I think their new platform is actually based on Android. So
Yep.
their new console is based off Android, so that I think this is the beginning of where they're going to start spreading themselves.
And I think it's a really good idea for Nintendo to merge into the mobile market because, it's untapped, really. I mean, I know there's like thousands and thousands of free games out there and paid games, but, for a company of such, I don't know what the word I'm looking for
Size?
is.
Well,
Size,
no,
thank you.
I mean, it was a profitable franchise at one time. It's not. It's no longer one of the world's top 100 brands. So
Yeah, it's definitely fallen on hard times since the Wii U.
yeah.
And I think, if they go into the mobile market, they're really getting into a whole new world where, I would love to be able to play Super Mario Brothers 3 on my frickin' phone without having to hack my phone and get an emulator.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And the last thing here is kind of a study, and I'm curious to get some of you guys' opinions on this. But
It sucks. Oh, go on. Sorry.
there was a study done that finds that game pre-orders bring more sadness than joy.
I
Insert non-smiley face
you,
here.
you mean for the fact that
That actually is right in the title, non-smiley face.
I
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, right there.
No shit.
Nice. That's
Really?
awesome.
That is pretty cool. That is cool.
So, according to this story, if there's one thing that game developers and publishers want, it's for gamers to purchase their game even before it releases. This is made evidence with the overabundance of the extravagant pre-order campaigns that accompany almost every major game release. So some might think the game industry is suffocating itself with pre-orders, but it looks like pre-orders are suffocating game fans more than the industry itself. So according to Adobe Digital's Index's U.S. Gaming Trends 2015 report, that's quite the fucking name, based on the aggregated and anonymous data from more than 20 million engagements on a variety of social media platforms, pre-order campaigns bring more sadness than any other emotion. So when it comes to pre-orders, the majority of fans express sadness, 33%, followed by joy, 18%, and admiration, another 18%. The rest of emotions concerning pre-orders were made of surprise, 9%, and the emotion that most pre-orders intend to produce, anticipation, 2, came in at dead last. An interesting thing to note is with the sadness would be to see if the sad expressions were correlated to the sold-out pre-orders, as in Fallout 4 and Black Ops 3 pre-orders sold out within minutes, leaving a huge portion of the fan base without the items they wanted most. So this could very well skew the data. So there you go.
Is there a thing in it for horny?
I know, really?
I guess not.
Okay.
Well, that would be
That'd
your
be the
that would be your
0.1%.
admiration, joy, perhaps. I mean,
I can say that I can definitely agree with that, and I can also disagree though as well with a couple small good points. But I'll agree to that because I remember, and I know somebody's gonna kick me in the face for this one. Is StarCraft Ghost, a game that sat in limbo for almost 10 years on the pre-order watch list for GameStop. And I know for 7 of that 10 years, I actually had the damn thing pre-ordered, and they never came out with it. And also another one was the prelude to Rainbow Six Siege, which was Rainbow Six Patriots. And that one was at the point where it was supposed to be like 80% complete, and all of a sudden the game just was gone. There was no news for like a year and a half, and all of a sudden, I get a phone call from GameStop saying that, hey, you've got unused credit because Rainbow Six Patriots just got dropped as a title. And it got rebranded as Rainbow Six Siege, which sucks even worse. And, I mean, the only other
So you had an unhappy face. You had the...
I had a sad face.
You had the
I had a sad
face emoji or emoji
Again,
or
should I go-
whatever.
Should I turn my head sideways for you? My head sideways, sadness.
The only other news, and that I'll add to the sadness, is that Silent Hills, the game that was supposed to come out from Konami,
canceled.
absolutely 110% gone. It will never, ever, ever reach any level because there was a point where that I can never pronounce the guy's name.
Guillermo del Toro.
Thank you. He left. Well, he got booted, or I don't know, whatever happened between him and Konami. He left, and then Microsoft approached Konami to buy the IP, and it was for almost $1 billion. So Konami said, okay, fine, but we don't want cash. We want all stock options.
What?
Right, because
Really?
usually when a deal hits, there's lots of different things that happen. There's cash, there's credit, there's stock options, yeah,
and-
stuff like this. And they didn't want. I guess they had enough working or business cash up front already that would just kind of overload them. So they didn't want the cash. They wanted stock options. And Microsoft said, well, if we did that, you would own half of us. So yeah, no, that ain't happening. There
Right,
would be
and the
a
fact that they can
decent-
just hold on to that, and if Microsoft goes up, they just doubled their money.
Right. So Microsoft said, no, that ain't happening. So essentially that just Silent Hills is now a dead IP unless another company approaches Konami and says, we want the IP, and they take it. Because Konami ain't touching it. Microsoft can't touch it. So what has Microsoft done? They just hired, what's his name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yep. That's the rumor that he has been hired and all his peeps have been hired, and they are going to create a brand new horror IP for Microsoft. And of course, it will be exclusive to the Xbox One and the PC.
Gay.
Hey.
I want to bring
Not
up
that
one
there's
thing,
anything
though.
wrong with that.
What the hell could they have done to Guillermo del Toro to make him leave the project? Or what
Actually,
could he have done?
I had
that
the story up, but I didn't use it. But it was
You had it up.
Because
Huh?
it's like with him, it's like
I had it up.
he is such I mean, for a lot of people in Hollywood, especially directors, he's probably one of the ones that doesn't give two shits about money. He gives two shits about fans. So for him to actually have to exit something is pretty impressive.
I think Konami's really gearing themselves to mobile. They're really trying to get rid of a lot of the IPs. You can see this as they're progressing, that they're coming out with more mobile, and they're not creating new IPs.
Their mobile games suck.
That's where the money is, though. They don't. It's much less to create a mobile game and keep it running and have people microtransaction the shit out of it than to actually spend 3 years developing a game, getting it ready, launching it, fixing it, download content. when the bottom line hits, they make a lot of money from that game, but they don't make the profit they would from a mobile. So they are now moving out of. I'm sure they'll have 1 or 2 games they'll still shit out, but they're all going to be aiming towards mobile.
Well, I think that's just going to become the more the social norm of the industry, because as like consoles keep evolving, and it's going to cost more money and more manpower, and just so you can squeeze out every last drop of a system that they possibly can. And if you can churn out a mobile game within, say, 1,500 hours, which is pretty insane for a mobile game, but comparative to like the 400,000 hours it takes to make an actual full-length game, it's.
And if you guys want to hear more about it, I think we discussed it in episode maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago when we were talking about Half-Life 3 and the breakdown of how much easier it is to make a mobile game and how much more money you make, or I shouldn't say make, but profit from on a mobile game than it is, say, a normal console PC game.
I don't think that was like 4 or 5 episodes back. I think that was more like the first 1 or 2 episodes we did.
Yeah, well, I have ADHD. That's my defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silent Hill's cancellation makes no fucking sense, says Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
He, what is it here?
And by the way, I did get that news from probably what he's looking. Nikki's looking at. I'm just called you Nikki. Nikki's looking at.
Why are you?
Okay, man. I understand.
Okay. Because he looks real cute in that shirt. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
thank you. So, although Konami's initially declined to comment, it later released a statement that saying Konami's committed to new Silent Hill titles. However, the embryonic Silent Hills project developed with Guillermo del Toro and featuring the likeness of Norman Reedus will not be continued. In terms of Kojima and del Toro being involved, discussions of future Silent Hill projects are currently underway, and please stay tuned for further announcements.
That's
Microsoft's going to create a brand new IP. So, we're going to wrap this session up of the 13th, the lucky 13 episode of the second review. Tilt, thank you very much for your overview of Grow Some Weed, and we are looking forward to the review. Kiaba,
yeah.
we have learned a valuable word today, and
Turdwomper, baby.
I will be using that word. I don't know if I'll give you credit every single time, but when it's necessary, I will.
As long as you put some good emphasis on the word Turdwomper when you use it, I think that'll be more than enough for people to understand that it's mine.
Gotcha. And Nick, thank you very much for the news.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you got it up.
My pleasure.
All right.
I got one question
And
before we end.
I kept my pants on. What?
Yeah. You were very official with this. Usually I kind of just fly by the seat of my ass. I have to say, congratulations.
Not just the seat of his pants. We're going beyond the pants.
Oh, I never do.
He flies by the seat of his ass.
Because you never know when your pants are coming off.
We're going downhill quick.
Wrap it up.
For Tilt,
Take care, guys.
Kaiba,
Bye.
Nick,
Keep it classy, Buffalo.
and me, I'm going to say what up because I feel like saying what up. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and Facebook and everything else. And everyone take care. I'll see you on the flip side.